So recently just got back from Japan and I took some film over with me, and the roll has actually lasted me a lot longer than I thought. It's been probably 6 months now, and I've used it here in NZ and abroad on a few different occasions. So I thought I'd bring my laptop down here and check out the roll for the first time. I've just been sent the photos from the camera shop, and it's going to be my first time actually looking at the photos with you. All right, so we'll try not to drop the laptop. It's only been an hour since I was sent them, so I haven't had to wait too long. Also, you can probably hear the wake from the boat that just went past. So first up, we've got my mate Kevin on the top of Hakuba ski field, which has turned out pretty epic. It's got the nice film burn on the side. So in terms of colour and grain, I reckon this is a really nice photo. Like, I almost forgot completely that I took these certain photos, which is kind of the whole purpose of film, I reckon, and having that effect. We've got me up Hakuba, which has luckily exposed quite well. I think since it was actually quite a whiteout day, we got pretty lucky keeping us exposed. So I think that one's turned out pretty cool. Got me going past down some thick powder in Japan. We actually almost got lost going down this part of the mountain because on the right there was no lift on the way back up. So we actually had to hike up like a couple hundred meters, which wasn't very fun. So the trees are somewhat sharp, but I quite like the whole blur effect that comes with the film photos. Again, me just trapped in powder. I don't actually think I was moving here, but still pretty cool. This is when I came back from there and I was in Bali. So you can see the coconut is blurred out, the sun in the background. And again, the colors are just what you really want to try and achieve when you're editing, which is actually what I've mentioned in my previous video or next video after this, where I try to transition the exact same effect from this film camera onto presets on my iPhone. So things just like this wee dust mark on the actual film itself up here is what kind of makes them real cool, I reckon. Like, you can add the grain in Lightroom, but just little marks like this is kind of what gives it a bit of character. The people in the background are kind of blurred out, and again, just the color is so nice. I'll skip the main wedding photos from my sister's wedding. But again, here you can see one of the after party. But here you can see some where I was camping the other day. Pretty cool with the sunset. It was quite low at this point, so not much to see. Again, it's been quite underexposed here, but on the camera I was using, I can't actually expose it manually. Here, this is quite nice colors. You can see the sun, the orangey sun, the moon in the top there. I think the flash was on for this photo as well. You'll actually be able to see me taking the photo in my other video where I try to get them looking the exact same using the iPhone photos as well. So here we have the truck in the distance. Look at that mirroring on the water. I reckon that's a really cool photo. It's come up pretty well. Again, how it's not very sharp, has that nice blur effect. Just again is what makes it so cool and unique. Again, another one of the pond, pretty much just a mirror image of the mountains. This one I think was the next morning. A bit better lighting. You can actually see the details on the cliff edge. Camping setup where I was cooking breakfast or a quick snack the morning after camping, which is again in another video you can see a couple of days back. Up on the viewpoint at the top of this place, this is St Bathans in south of New Zealand as well, if you're wondering. There was no one else around. It was a pretty insane day being able to camp there. I like this one. It kind of has that, since you have that vintage aspect to it, using the old hotel and the street, I reckon using the film camera to kind of complement that is really cool. It's kind of getting pretty technical, but I reckon it just makes old things look cool when you take in film styled photos. The dogs at home. So this is kind of, I had a few photos left and I wanted to get the roll developed. So we got some photos of the dog. I reckon it's cool how you've got like dog's eye here, Maple and Toots, his eyes here, bit blurred out, has that flash effect. Having a drink, nice blues. Again, the flash was on, but I think this was during the day. Another one of Maple, and I think there's one more of all the dogs. So yeah, these last photos at the pond at St Bathans and of the dogs, I have in that other video where I compare them, all those photos taken on iPhone as well and then edited to look like film using my presets. Just so if you don't want to wait for the film to get developed and can't really afford the film, then you can just use it on your iPhone. So that was a pretty fun test to do. And yeah, I was pretty happy with how they've all turned out. Yeah, in terms of first impressions, I've kind of skimmed through these pretty fast. I reckon these have turned out really well. You can't really beat the feeling of actually opening a film folder after you haven't seen the photos for months. So hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to check out those other ones that I mentioned. And I'll see you guys in the next video.